Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So hopefully we're gonna have a nice busy day today. We're actually gonna go do some farming instead of putting in some drain tile. But right now Dad's hooking up the farm truck to fertilizer spreader. He's gonna haul that down to farm field where we're gonna try to plant some winter wheat. Already moved the 8410 and air seeder down there, but we also gotta move the wagon that's loaded with the wheat seed, and then we also got to move the land roller. So we're gonna put the 8130, I believe, on the land roller, and first things first, we're gonna unhook that once it gets moved down there, hook on the fertilizer spreader. Somebody can run that, somebody else can start planting, and then when they're done spreading fertilizer, they can hook back on the land roller and start chasing the air seeder. So got a bit of moving to do yet this morning before we actually go to work, but yeah, let's get today started. Just got the 8130 out, hook this on the land roller, and then Tyler's gonna hook up to the J&M where we have the wheat seed stored. Alright, got it all hooked up. Make sure the lights are gonna work. Gonna go down about 7-8 miles from the bin site here. So lights are working, roller's all hooked up. Tyler's gonna run that today, so he's gonna get down there, hook on the fertilizer spreader. Obviously the 8130 is quite a bit overkill for spreading fertilizer, but we didn't want to drag another tractor down there just to do 100 acres. So we have a adapter for the big 1000 PTO and get it down to a 540, so we'll just run it at a lower engine speed and it'll be fine. In 20 minutes later, made it out here. I'm gonna fire up the 8410, fold it out, and then we can see if we can get this thing loaded. I do got to run a little bit of flush through the auger on the back of the air seeder. It still has some soybeans from spring planting in there, so we want to get that all cleaned out, and we'll just dump it on the lane here. It's already been fueled, greased, and cleaned out, and Dad left the adapter for the 8130 to hook on to the fertilizer spreader. So when Tyler gets here, we can do that, and then he can start getting in front of me. But until he gets here, I can't start planting, but I gotta get loaded up anyways. So we'll stay busy. Going to turn the Trimble 750 on and get this warmed up. Let it look for satellites while we load. The air seeder is still set up for planting soybeans, so we kind of got to adjust how fast it's going to be planting. Because the wheat seed is a lot smaller. So I'm gonna scroll through the book here and see kind of where I want to set my transmission at. I think I'm gonna shoot for about 140 pounds per acre. If I can find the right page here. There's 140 pounds is what I want, and I got the white meter wheels, and I'm at 7.5 inch rows. So using the 2-ring 28 tooth sprocket. So that's gonna want me to get right about to, let's say 54, 55, somewhere around there is what we're gonna try to set our transmission at. And then we'll see what the monitor says. This thing's only so accurate, but yeah, we'll go from there. We'll try it. We'll set that there around 55, 54. Talked about this before, but you can adjust the rate inside the cab, but it doesn't work in here. So I have to do it manually out back. Just never got it fixed. Messed with it a couple times, and the one time we thought we had it working, and then when I got to start playing, it didn't work again. So this thing's kind of had electrical issues since we bought it, and yeah, just can't figure that out for some reason. So we'll go adjust it by hand. Big of a deal, because once I have it set where I want it, it's just gonna stay there. So I might have to get out once or twice when I first start, but overall, once I get it where I want it, I'm just gonna leave it alone. Now it's below 30. We're gonna get it to right here. Well, we'll give that a try and see where we're at. Forgot to mention that it's currently September 18th, 2024, if anybody ever watches this years from now. But yeah, nice hot sunny day here in Michigan. This probably almost 2 weeks ago now, and at this piece here everything's pretty powdery and loose, so I'm gonna turn the down pressure or the downforce down on the air seeder and go pretty light in here. And then when I go to the other farm down the road about a mile, that's a little bit heavier, so I'll put the pressure back on a little bit. But I'm gonna try to avoid driving the wheat down to China. Can't forget this. Well, Tyler just showed up. I gotta park in the perfect spot because you can't be too far away and can't be too close to use this auger. It's not too often we use this anymore since we got the seed tender, but yeah, we got the wheat stored in the G&M here, so that's kind of why we haven't ripped this thing off yet. I'm gonna run a little bit of flush through it before I start dumping into the air seeder. Nothing but wheat coming out now. Let's turn the SM500 on. Let's see if our blower will turn on now. You don't need to have this running real high in wheat. If you run it too fast, it's just going to blow the wheat seed out of the tank. So we'll turn this down just a little bit. I'm just below 20, above 15 on the gauge there. So we'll try that and see how it goes. Just set my AB line, starting now. Marker out there just in case. Kind of making my AB line along the lane here to get out back. Usually I do that end, but they're starting to plant some Christmas trees and garden kind of taking over that end, so it's not really a straight edge anymore. monitor here, so I'm gonna bump up the transmission on the air seeder just a little bit higher. See if we can get that up closer to 1 million seeds per acre. We'll jump out and adjust that and kind of check out, make sure everything looks okay back there too. So I usually do the headlands first, so I'm going to do 2 laps around the entire field here, and then I'll just kind of fill in the middle. So I just made the first lap around, just got on my AB line. Auto steer seems to be working okay. Like Tyler just got finished up here, then we got another farm just down the road, but we gotta wait for the truck to show up and he can get reloaded, so who knows when that will be. I called it in right when he got started, and I don't know, he might hook on the land roller and start chasing me while we wait. Well, Tyler got the land roller going now while he waits for that truck to top off the spreader. Tyler's almost caught up with the roller. I gotta fold up to get across this little bridge. There's a little field back here we gotta do yet. And then we can start thinking about heading over to the other farm. The truck to reload the fertilizer spreader has not showed up yet, but I'm hoping by the time I finish up back here, it'll be here, so. Got the backfield all done, folding up, gonna go get reloaded, and then gonna go to the other farm down the road. Can't tell, but it almost looks like that the spreader got reloaded while we're back there. Still empty, so hopefully it shows up soon. Everything is moved now. Got the wagon here, roller, spreader. I just talked to the driver. He should be here in a couple minutes. So didn't time out too bad. I got everything east of the lane here done. I'm just about empty, so I'm gonna head up to the wagon, get reloaded, and yeah, one more load should finish this farm. Tyler caught up to the air seeder here. Probably got about less than 10 acres to do yet. But after this farm, I think we're actually gonna take this back up to the home farm, which is probably the furthest farm away from here. And we might put a little more wheat in once the beans come off. But that is to be determined yet before we make any final decisions. I think that's going to do it for this video. If you made it to the end, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.